Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. We're going to take another look at this forecast as we head into the nighttime hours. We have showers, we have thunderstorms, and, well, a beautiful chance of the northern lights. And in fact, we could get a vibrant display of lights tonight. We'll talk a lot about that as well. I thank you for your patience with my signal. I don't know what happened there. It seemed to really slow down, and I was hearing from you it was dropping off. So let me know if you're joining back in, if things are improved here, and we'll get this show back on the road again. You're watching Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, so one thing we started with was a quick look at that satellite view right now, and the radar is also showing some activity here in the area. So we're going to start with that radar, and we do have some thunder showers moving right back into Bemidji now. You just had a batch move through. This one not as strong. Thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, I feel a lot better today, but every once in a while my throat is still getting scratchy, and I feel that urge to cough up one or two lungs. So it's just been a tough go of it here the last several days. At any rate, 61 in Bemidji with a shower. Black Duck seeing some heavier showers out towards the Lake Winnebagoshish. All right, as we look down to the South Walker, 55 degrees. North winds have been pretty gusty today. It's dry in the eastern third of North Dakota. Almost everybody sitting right at 70 degrees. That includes Hector International now down to 70. It's up to 72 at Moorhead's Airport. A beautiful day for baseball in the FM area. Go Red Hawks, 71 in Larimore and Grand Forks. 72-degree day there. All right, now that's a look at our area. As far as this goes, let's look at that satellite loop. The clouds will be a big factor tonight with regards to being able to see the northern lights. And one thing you're going to note here is that we have a lot of these popcorn-shaped clouds. These are fair weather cumulus clouds. And folks, these tend to dissipate with the setting sun. So we do have some thicker clouds. Those are the ones producing showers in and around the Red Lakes area here that you see. Those are moving into Bemidji now. These are going to be exiting now, and we are going to be heading towards some clearer skies in your forecast. Brenda, good to see you back again, and I apologize to all of you for any technical issues I was going through just a little bit earlier. So the bottom line with regards to the northern lights is the ability to see them tonight is going to be pretty good. And in fact, we may be able to even see these in town. Things are very, very strong. So the northern lights happen as a result of a couple of different things. But first and foremost, to see the Aurora tonight and again tomorrow, you want to head away from the city lights is the best. Get away from light pollution. I like to go to the north of town because then we put the lights behind us because we look to the northern sky for the northern lights, right? So you look to the northern horizon, generally low on the horizon. But tonight, I think we could see northern lights straight overhead. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, Brenda studied some clouds in 7th grade. We have a few clouds out there tonight, and they're drifting overhead. Here's a look at the chance of those northern lights again as we go through the night tonight. Let me see. I think let me pop that back up here. It's going to take a second to load. Okay, here it is. So for tonight, you see all of our area in North Dakota, Minnesota in the red. That means we have an excellent chance of seeing the northern lights here, and they could be seen as far south as Georgia, Northern California, Colorado, Kansas, even northern Missouri. So a lot of folks will have a chance to see it. And again, tomorrow we'll have a fair chance at seeing the northern lights here. So a couple of nights of northern lights. And that's no kidding. All right. Pardon me. Okay. All right. So as we take a look at your forecast for tonight, we'll go over the look for clouds, and we do have a chance of rain in the extended, but for tonight, temperatures will be in the 40s out there, partly cloudy skies, light winds from the north, so it'll be a very comfortable night to get out there and look for the northern lights. Now, for your afternoon tomorrow, we're rocking. Look at this, low to mid 80s out here. Valley City, 82, Jamestown, 81, 82 degrees in Hankinson, and 80 for Fergus Falls. I'm expecting 76 for Wadena, 66 in Bemidji. I think you'll hit 70 for sure, but a chance for some afternoon showers across northwest and north central rather, Minnesota. 80 Thief River, 84 Grand Forks, and 85 even up into that Winkler area. So all in all, It looks summer-like. It'll be breezy tomorrow. Our winds will be south-southwesterly, and they will increase throughout the day. And we'll see the clouds increase as well. Notice this little rain cloud up here. That's where we'll have the best chance at some showers, where you see those temperatures dropping off into the 60s and low 70s. So the warmest weather will be here in the valley. As we go farther east, things will be just a little bit cooler. And here is a look at your planning forecast brought to you by my friends at Precision Lawn and Landscape. Remember to give them a call. And they have the Hutch discount. Ask them for the Hutch discount, and they're giving 10% off for new customers lawn maintenance service jobs. So 10% off lawn mowing, leaf cleanups, dethatching, and power raking. Getting that lawn looking good. Look at this weather. 82 Saturday. Chance of a sprinkle in the north. That's it. Sweet on Sunday. Still near 80 degrees. Now we cool off a bit on Monday. Then our chances of rain and thunder increase in the afternoon on Tuesday into Wednesday. Some of us could see some significant rain from that. We'll drop back into the 60s, which is seasonable for this time of the year. Okay, a couple of items of note with regard to the Northern Lights. I will be back tonight. Some beautiful things, and you may or may not know about this, but the folks up at the University of North Dakota have an Aurora camera. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that. And if it's visible, Hutch's weather here, we'll let you know about it. So stay close. Check back for updates right here on Hutch's weather. And sometimes Facebook doesn't deliver a notification to absolutely everybody that Hutch is going on. So just check back when you want to, right to my Facebook page here at Hutch's Weather, and you'll find the latest there. So now let's take a look at what we have going on with regards to the Northern Lights. Some interesting things and facts about space weather. The sun has geomagnetic storms that happen on the surface. And these are intense storms, and the sun is huge. So we could have a solar storm take place on the surface of the sun, and it throws or ejects that energy off into space, and it doesn't even hit Earth. It doesn't even head towards us. But sometimes that energy is directed right at Earth. And when that happens, there is a chance that we'll see the Northern Lights. Now, it takes time for that energy to work its way through. And that solar wind, we call it, is filled with ions, charged particles from the sun. And our Earth is protected from charged particles and that solar wind by the Earth's magnetic field. So the magnetic field will interact with this solar wind. And what happens is the gases in the atmosphere get excited by these ions that are traveling by at speed. And when they get excited, the electrons in our gases in the atmosphere can get excited to a different orbit and emit light. So the most common light is that green that we see. Sometimes when our atmospheric components, the gas molecules up in the sky, get really excited, they can, cause even different colors like the oranges and the red hues. And sometimes those are different gases producing that glow. Oxygen is a big one. Nitrogen is another big one that can produce the lights that you see up above. So what we have going on is a huge solar storm has sent a blast of solar wind towards the Earth, and it's passing over the Earth's magnetic field right now. Satellites have detected the solar wind has hit the satellite area, and it's heading and interacting with the Earth's magnetic field right now. So if it were dark, we would likely be seeing the Northern Lights right now. So if you get a chance to get out and see the Northern Lights, it's a dandy. Get out and do it. If you're new to it, get away from the city lights even by a little bit. Just look up to the northern sky. And if you see a glow in the distance, don't just assume that that's the lights from another town. Sometimes that's the Northern Lights. Forecasting the Northern Lights can be challenging as well. It's not a light show the whole night, all night long, all the time. Tonight should be a fairly strong show where we get an opportunity to see a lot of colors. But I digress. If you get out and you see the Northern Lights, I would love to have you post your photos on this broadcast right here. So post your photos here, come back and share with us what you're seeing. I'd love to see what you see tonight, and I'll do the same. So it's been a pleasure. Enjoy this weather. 70s now, a little on the breezy side. We're heading towards 80s tomorrow. Checking out questions here on the broadcast. Tagged and shared, Bonnie, I appreciate you. Love the background. Isn't it fun? I'm getting a little hair standing up on the back of my neck. I don't know why. It's really kind of cool in my room, isn't it? Yeah, I like this room. All right. I just need some sound effects. Kathy, thanks for the support of stars. Thanks to all of you. If you have any questions, let me know. Jessica, it says, what tome frame? I'm sorry. I don't understand your question, but if you want to retype that, that would be great. I'll watch for it. But yeah, the Northern Lights are a treat, and I'm surprised by how many people I meet that have been born and raised up here that have never seen them. So sunset tonight, by the way, is happening. Let's see, I wrote it on my forecast sheet. It's 8:51. We gotta wait until that sun goes down, be it below the horizon just a little ways. And usually the best viewing is gonna be like after 11, after midnight, but sometimes we can see them even at 10 o'clock this time of year. So it's a late night type of event. So get ready, make popcorn, watch your favorite basketball team tonight. Oh, who would that be? Denver Nuggets? Are you a Nuggets fan? Okay, well, if you're a Timberwolves fan, it should be a fun game. Up 2-0 on the Denver Nuggets. So we'll see how that goes. But if you're up late watching a game, in a break, go outside, look to the north, and see if you see the lights. And if you do, you'll never forget. So, Jason says, about how far outside of town would you guess is far enough to get away from the FM light pollution? 10 to 15 miles. Yes. So in Moorhead, I go up 75 up north, and I find a good offshooting road. I don't like to park right on the highway, right? Get off on a side road and park there and go. That's a great place to go out of the way. And it's clear, right? You can see for quite a while. And 10 to 15 miles is definitely good enough to get away from the light pollution of Fargo. And then you don't get too close to the cities to our north either. Again, one of the interesting things about the glow of the Northern Lights is when we have a weak event, when it's a weak solar event, we end up with a faint glow, and it almost looks like a dancing umbrella of green lights that are happening in the atmosphere. And it kind of shimmers, and it comes and goes like a curtain, like a sheet. But it's usually pretty low on the northern horizon. You almost have to see it next to the ground. As the energy is stronger, we sometimes see them up higher in the sky. So that's what I'm expecting tonight. Yep. So Jason, I hope that answers your question. Usually that's enough time. There's a lot of folks on here that share pictures. You can do a search for Northern Lights on Facebook, and you'll start to see pictures where people are seeing them and they report, oh, and then maybe I'll share a link to one of my favorite pages for looking at Aurora forecast data. Let me pop one up here, and I'll put this up here for you. There's a couple of fun ones that can help you keep an eye on the forecast. Let me see. Let's go with this one. This is a good site. And the numbers may not mean everything to you, but it's certainly some fun place for you to go check out. Again, this is a link to Space Weather Live. Check out some of their information, peruse around on there, find out a little bit more. And there's plenty of sites out there. And the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, Hutch used to work for them way back in the day. Cool research facility, government agency. And they do some amazing work. And they actually watch for these sunspots. Have you heard of sunspots? That's the area that these geomagnetic storms come from on the sun. So when we don't have a lot of solar activity and there's a low amount of sunspots, then our chance of seeing the Northern Lights goes to zero. So there was a good decade there where we had very little Northern Lights going on. But lately it's picking up again, and the Aurora activity is as well. Here is a look at the, here's the space weather program from NOAA, and they have some other information here. I'm going to copy this and paste this in the stream too here so you can take a look at this site as well. Some of the numbers, again, may not mean so much to you, but there's a lot of good information out there. Let's see. Okay, Sue says, what's the best time to see them tonight? Okay, we went over the forecast of the clouds, and if you missed it, I'm going to do it again right now. Basically, anytime after about 10 o'clock at night when it starts getting real dark, because as the sun's going down, you know how we have that twilight out there for some time, sometimes even an hour. It's hard to see any lights coming from the gas or glowing of gas, right? So we're going to see the glowing of the gas or the northern lights when it gets well past sunset. So I like to say 11 to midnight, but we've had strong auroras visible at 10 o'clock. So keep that in mind. So any night time tonight, all night long is going to be a great chance. And again, tomorrow, it's in the forecast for tomorrow. There's just a better chance for tonight. I'm going to load up a high resolution model, and I'm going to show you something fun on this. Okay. This puppy here does a good job, and it's on a pretty good run right now with the cloud cover. So I'm going to go ahead. This is simulated clouds. Simulated clouds. So it looks just like you're looking at a satellite view. Isn't this cool? Check this out. So what you're looking at now, you see the little puffy clouds over northwest Minnesota. Those were your thunder boomers. Boom. Moving through Bemidji, moving through the northeastern part of Minnesota towards Duluth as we head towards this 0Z. 1Z. So if you take this is 1900 hours. This is about 10 o'clock right here. Look at the skies over the valley. See this whole area? No clouds. It looks like a beautiful night tonight. Thanks so much, Brenda. Appreciate it. Even in the countryside, Faye says, the light pollution is getting worse from stronger yard lights. Yes. And stronger outdoor house lights. Yes. And even car lights, vehicle lights have gotten so bright. I've noticed too. You're exactly right. If you can get away from the busy roads, if you can get away from the city lights the best you can, we should have a good opportunity to see them tonight. This is tonight's forecast for clouds. Now, let's check it out as we go through the overnight. Here we are pausing at about 2 in the morning. Okay, this is 2 in the morning. If you're still out looking at the amazing lights, we'll have some clouds spilling out of Manitoba, in the area of Rock Lake, Walhalla, Cavalier, Devil's Lake Basin. They don't look like they're going to last too long. And then as we go towards morning, they're there in northwest Minnesota. That's it. So not much of a cloud chance tonight. I think most of us will have an excellent chance of seeing the northern lights. Now, as we go through tomorrow, we'll have passing clouds and showers. A little cool front moves through. Not necessarily cold because we're going to be in the 80s, but a beautiful day. Now, in the evening, when the sun sets, boom, here we go, 10 o'clock. Look at the clouds exiting. So we'll have a few areas with some pimples in the sky here, some puffy cumulus clouds here and there. But overnight tomorrow, we should have another chance at seeing the northern lights. Should we be able to see the lights in West Fargo? Shannon, that really depends on the strength. I'll just say that there's been plenty of times I've stepped on my back deck right in Moorhead and I've been able to see them. But it had to be a pretty strong display, and they have to be pretty high in the sky because we don't always see them straight above our heads. We have to look toward the northern horizon. So, excuse me, please. Get in a spot where you have a good view of the northern sky and hang out there, and that'll give you the best chance at seeing the northern lights. So I hope that helps. I will check back in a little bit later. It is now 4:57. It's been a pleasure visiting with you. If you have pictures of the northern lights, share them with us here, and we'll show a few of them tonight and tomorrow if we get enough of them. But by and large, it's Mother's Day weekend. And to all you moms out there, including mine, both of mine, I'm lucky enough to have 2. You're the best and appreciated, and you do so much for everybody around you. So thank you much. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. It looks like a beautiful weekend. I'm going to toss up this whole 7-day planner once again so you can see the fabulous weather we have for Mom. Send Mom some love, maybe some flowers. Looks like good weather to plant some flowers out there this weekend. And then as we head into next week, if you plant seeds, they're going to get a little bit of water too. So hopefully you're getting out in the fields and getting some seeds in the ground and some soil turned and things getting ready because the weather has given us a little break from the rain that was so badly needed across the area. Our next chance of significant rain looks to hold off until Tuesday. Thank you all so very much. You're the bestest.